We're back again, Baker's Live with Ninon. I'm Ninon, your host, and I have David Kohlmeier with me. As you know, I don't pre-interview, but there's a couple of things I know a little bit about because you just can't help it. One of the things, he's got a new thing, he's a problem solver, which is 100% what we need right now in the entire world. So you've got a really big job ahead of you, although you're already doing. But we have to also give him the greatest respect. You were a policeman at one time.
Correct.
Is that how you started out your career?
Yes.
What was it like then? What you see now? It must have totally. I mean, that's a silly question, but
You know, I actually was a police officer for 17 years.
17 years. How old did you? God, you must have started
I'm
pretty
actually
young.
I'm actually 45 right now. Actually,
Oh.
It's funny because your previous guest was talking about Henderson.
Yes.
I was a police officer in Henderson.
Oh, really?
And I also was a New York City police officer, which you mentioned
Yes.
about the falling officer.
Yes, the two of them.
Correct. So I was a cop for 17 years, and I've been out in Vegas now for the last 20 years. And I actually became, AKA the problem solver, because I've always been helping people solve problems as a police
Well, you're a
officer.
police officer.
Correct.
I don't know if people understand that police officers actually help other people.
The biggest thing is really
right.
solving the problem, not just
Yeah.
arresting people.
Yeah.
It's really solving, helping people in the community.
If you've got somebody out there shooting, you want to catch that person to stop him from shooting other people, which is helping other people with solving the problem.
Correct. But most people, right, there's not shooting going on. Most of the people are, family disputes and different things that are taking place within the home where people are arguing and they can get violent and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So my goal was always try to solve the problem and help
Before
people.
there was a problem.
Well, actually, when you go there, there's
There's
problem.
already a problem.
Someone calls the
So, yeah,
police, right,
yeah.
and try to resolve the
So
problem.
it's already a problem.
Sometimes it's not a criminal offense, but you still have problems within the home. You have to refer them to different social services or therapy or...
So what's the difference
treatment.
between the police then and now? It must be.
It's kind of a crazy time right now. There's a lot of reform that's taking place. It's really not the best situation, I believe. As you mentioned before previously, that in New York City, we have some officers that were tragically injured or even died
Yes.
in the line of duty. And, it's a very sometimes thankless job. They're going out there to serve and protect. And it's getting more dangerous because a lot of governments are changing, doing the reform, and they're allowing people to commit crimes. I'm not sure if they know what they're doing or not, but the bottom line is that people these days can run out of the store with items, and there's no repercussion in regards to something happening to them.
But there was an incident in New York when they had the funeral for this. I don't know if it was one officer or both officers at one time. But the police force that came out, I mean, all you could see was a bevy of blue hats.
Correct.
And everybody, they were all there. And in what we're living in now, that anybody who had gone into that crowd or gone into the police and started doing the whole thing and nothing happened. But the thing I noticed more was none of these officers were afraid to come out and give their fellow officers support. None of them. They all came out. Is that not right? They're not going down, is it?
Yeah, I mean, I think for this particular, I think they're trying to show solidarity in regards to coming out and showing the community
Yes.
of how many officers are out there. It seemed like a very rare situation in regards to how many officers were out there for that funeral.
Yeah.
Normally there is a large amount, but this
Yes.
was a massive.
It was massive.
Yeah.
It was, and I thought what a great respect it was to the fallen officer, but also what it was the encouragement for all these officers to come out and take in the risk, because that's what they were doing. With
Yeah, I mean,
everything
it's
that's
definitely a
going on.
dangerous job in general, and like I said, New York has become more violent these days because of the reform that's taking place. So, like I said, you have government and politicians that are making changes.
Yes.
And some of these changes are now affecting people. They're affecting the police, they're affecting the community, and just kind of a little bit of a scarier time. So it does concern me.
Now you're the problem solver. How long have you been a problem solver?
So I actually have a weekly show every Thursday.
Great. Where?
It's called The Problem Solver. It is a podcast, but recently Channel 14 from Cox Cable picked up the show. So every Sunday at 10:30, starting April 3rd, there will be a 30-minute show of The Problem Solver. And I try to bring on local people that are nonprofit leaders or community activists, and we talk about different problems, and we try to refer people and help people, solve their problem, and then refer them to the right social services.
What sort of people are coming in, or what sort of people are you interviewing as a problem solver?
So we have a lot of lawyers, we have police, we have people that are running for politics as well. Anyone that is running any type of nonprofit that's helping the community, trying to bring them on board, and then also use them as a way of referring them, have a relationship from the show, and then talking about what they're doing to help people. and then using it as a source to refer people. So I get phone calls all the time, 24/7, that they need help. Someone needs a job. Someone needs, a medical network to help them. They need a lawyer. Someone got arrested. Someone got into an accident. Someone that was injured. And I'm referring them out, kind of like if you call 911.
Yes.
I'm referring them like a traffic officer.
Do a lot of these lawyers do their work for free, the pro bono?
So what happens is there's not enough lawyers that are out there that are doing pro bono for
Not
things in
Vegas.
general.
Everything is charged in Vegas.
I mean, it's all over the United States. I think it's more difficult in financial times for an attorney to do things for free.
Absolutely.
Things have changed, right, in general.
And things, right now, you need more for free than you've never needed before.
And there are different nonprofits, that the Legal Aid and the Public Defender's Office. But I created the Las Vegas Legal Network, which was to bring on attorneys, asking them to do some free pro bono services.
Yes.
And then also, if they have to charge, to try to do discounted or payment plans.
Yes.
Or
a payment plan or discount or,
try to work with people in general. Not just like, hey, you don't have $5,000, I'm sorry, I can't help you.
I don't want to know you.
So we also started something called No Money Down Legal, which is lawyers that want to be part of that, where that they don't need any money down in order to actually gain legal services, in order to help people in the community.
Because I don't know if you know this out there, but all audiences out there, that you have to, when you go to a lawyer, you have to give a certain amount of money up front for them to take on a case.
Especially these bigger cases, but I'm not sure if you know, some people in the community don't know. I try to educate people about the legal system, the justice system, and working with attorneys. But if you get into an accident or you're injured, lawyers do not want any money because they'll take it upon contingency.
Yes.
Because you're actually doing a claim or a lawsuit against an insurance company.
Yes.
So it's a little bit different when you have an insurance company or someone that has money that's back that you can actually do that claim
because
with.
the lawyer knows he's going to get his money
Statistically more likely that they're going to get paid.
His pay. And normally there's a third he gets of the settlement.
So it's actually what I consider one of the most noble attorneys is one that is doing it upon contingency, because if they win, right,
then they win.
The client wins, right?
Yes.
So it's a win-win situation. So thank God for that, for the community and the people. Like I said, most people are not educated about how attorneys work, and I try to educate people, the public, with different attorneys, how things work in general.
Funny, I was just having lunch with somebody, a couple of guys that, one I've known for a long time, the other one I don't know at all. And he actually pays the person who's got the lawsuit, pays it all off, as of whatever the insurance would pay, and then he takes on the debt himself, and then whatever the agreement is with the lawyer pays now this man. So the actual person gets paid and can do what they want with their money, obviously less than what they would get if they waited. Mm-hmm. But and I thought that was a new way of doing something.
I mean, there's different programs out there that if some people need financial assistance, they can actually get a loan on their, or they call it a lien on their case.
Oh, they get a lien,
or settlement. Yes, they can actually get paid before.
That's what this guy does. He pays before,
like
pre-settlement, whatever it is, and then he gets
programs.
and then that's how he makes his money. So everybody's happy.
The problem is also that you have to be a little bit educated, because what happens is you're losing a percentage, right? You can be losing a good amount of money because you get money up front. And then sometimes when you take these loan programs, if you have a personal injury case, they're taking a lot of money plus interest depending upon how long the case takes to settle. So there's a little bit of a asterisk that you have to read.
You have to read between the lines.
Exactly.
It's a lawyer. I mean, come on. Lawyers are lawyers. They know the business that you don't know.
So even though I'm not an attorney, my goal is to be a liaison between clients and attorneys to help them through the process. I'm not an attorney. I'm not giving legal advice.
They understand and they understand.
Exactly.
So it's a matter of understanding.
Exactly. Believe it or not, when lawyers speak to the average person doesn't want to feel uneducated. So they just agree. They just nod their head. They don't want to feel ignorant, So
be ignorant. Don't worry about it.
That's why I always say, do you understand what he's saying? That this is what he's saying. If you.
So you explain to them. So
I kind of break it down a little bit.
Break it down for them.
Yeah.
That's why he's got such a kind face. Absolutely amazing. How long have you had this, and how long have you been doing
this? So the podcast, The Problem Stuff, has actually been 1 year, February 1st of last year that we started.
Okay.
And like I said, I'm happy to know, April 3rd is when it goes to Cox and Channel 14. So taking it to another level where it goes out to about 300,000 subscribers of Cox TV.
Wonderful.
So I'm excited about that. I was glad that they wanted to take that on Cox and believe in me in regards to what I'm doing.
You're doing and what you're putting out there. So how do you get paid on all this? Because you're not doing this for nothing.
Well, actually, it's one of my nonprofit components for myself, being a retired police officer. I'm fortunate that I served and I helped out. I'm probably the only retired police officer helping people, what I call one problem at a time. But it is kind of like my civic duty where I want to get back. Before I was in uniform, now I'm in a suit and tie or a T-shirt,
Yes.
but I always want to help, So I love knowing at night when I'm sleeping, I'm helping people, refer people in general.
And you have all the knowledge, so you learned all the knowledge. So you learned how a lawyer thinks and what is consistent of what's
Absolutely.
going on, so that you can give them the right information.
Correct.
So what is your plan now? You're on Cox, you're doing this, and where are you going?
One of the things
Cool.
One of the things I like to do is, it's great for the show. I like for it to take off in regards to it, especially in the community. Eventually, the legal network that was started, Las Vegas Legal Network. My goal is to actually have nationwide legal network that can help people in every state. So
Well, you will eventually. You've just moved to Cox, so from Cox you're going to go worldwide.
Hopefully, so knock on wood.
Nationwide.
Nationwide. So I just really enjoy helping people. Just like when I was a police officer, now I get to do it through the legal network and through the Problem Solver show. So we'll see where it takes me in general. But like I said, it's very rewarding when people thanking me and they're appreciative of my time. And believe it or not, I am 24/7 as of today. The last year, I answered the phone call 3 in the morning, 5 in the morning.
You sound like me.
So I'm answering calls. One thing that's interesting, when you call the police, the number is what?
911.
911, right? That's all through the U.S. Locally here, I was able to
I'm
get
glad I remember that, because I never called 911.
I was able to get a number here, 702, the local number,
Yes.
999-1111.
999-1111.
So that's the Problem Solver. So the police is
That's the
911,
Yes.
and the Problem Solver is 999-1111. It's an easy number to remember.
3 9s, 4 1s.
Correct.
Absolutely amazing. Now, you are married, you've got kids, and they're probably grown up now. Are they
Actually,
grown?
believe it, I got some young babies. I got a 7, 5, and a 3-year-old, 2 girls and a boy.
Oh, you got married late.
And I'm married actually coming up 2 weeks. My wife Camilla, we're married 11 years. She's a beautiful woman, a very hard worker, and blessed to be with her and the children. So I'm very fortunate.
Do you feel like your kind of life has been, you've always kind of been in the right directions, giving to other people? Do you find it's not complete yet, because you've got many years to go, but it's kind of complete at the moment, and it's kind of about helping people.
Yeah, absolutely.
And people need that now. They need so much help now.
I'm here 20 years. Like I said, literally, I think it was about February 7th, 20 years ago. I drove out originally from New York City with my friend Jacob, and we drove all the way across the United States. Took about a week or 10 days, and came here. So it's I'm kind of blessed that I'm here for 20 years, and love Vegas. Try to help the community as much as I can, and I'm definitely blessed in regards to family, the children, and my career. Now I'm going on to the second career of being a problem solver.
We're having a problem with the younger generation. You have to be 21 to join the police force. We're having a decline in these young people joining the police force. What can we do, and how can we encourage them to join the police force with everything said and done out there? And now the example of a 21-year-old police officer in New York shot for no reason.
It's true. I think it's very difficult. Sad to say that there's always risk versus reward, right?
The risk I can cross the street and get killed. So there's a risk in everything.
As a police officer, if the compensation is there, then some police officers will take, that risk to take that job, right?
Yes.
But these days, like I said, your last guest mentioned, most police officers work 20 years. Now they're trying to do 25 and 30 years.
Yes.
So imagine most officers start probably about 22.
Yes.
And if you work 30 years, that means you're 52 years old running around the street chasing bad guys, right?
Yeah.
So
you put it that
to me,
way,
it's a little too old, I believe, to take that job. I'm 45 now. I'm not the same as I was when I was 22.
No.
So,
but you would be in a different position, because over your years of experience, you would have a more sort of job that would suit you.
But it's more of a physical job.
But it's a physical job anyway.
Yeah. So I couldn't imagine when I took the job, it was 20 years. 30 years is a long time. Some people start when they're 30. That means you're going to be a cop till you're 60 or 65. And in some states, there are officers that are older, God bless them. But it is a different job. It is more dangerous, right?
Yes, of course.
And I think they have to go back to the 20 years, whatever city that you're in, not 30 years. You have to make the benefits in the pension plan worth it, because why would I risk my life? Like, I have 3 babies. I was fortunate to retire once I had my first child, but imagine I don't go home one day and I can't see my children. So the risk versus reward. So if you're going to pay people with salary, and the problem with it is that the government, the politicians, need to be backing the police much more than they are doing these days.
Well, they're not backing the police very much now.
Correct.
People are saying they are backing them, we just don't hear about it. So, okay, well, let's hear about it, that you are backing them and you are doing it. Then put the word out there that you are. But what we're seeing, they're letting prisoners out, and they're letting all sorts of, the world has gone, well, America's gone a little bit sort of, do whatever you want to do. Doesn't matter.
And I'm not sure if you heard the other day there was a driver that killed 9 people 3 days ago in North Las Vegas. Person had criminal history and he went through a red light. And he probably shouldn't be driving. He probably should not be on the street. And I'm all for people getting out and getting having their rights and having attorney representation, fighting a case. But
that's not the case.
This person went through a red light, killed 9 people. Mass casualties, right?
Funny, that happened today. I'm driving. And it's gone this amber thing, and I stopped because I've seen too many accidents where they all do this. I'm stopping, and literally the guy next to me, next car, he went straight through. He missed
the car
because they were coming. They were ready to go, and he's going through a red light, and it was in seconds.
Absolutely.
And I think people don't do that.
One of the things I'm trying to do is a new campaign. It's called a 5-second safety rule.
Well, that's what I'm talking about.
If you're at a red light, you should count 5 full seconds. If you're at the first car,
yes,
5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 slowly. And then make sure you're good to go right and left. And then you could proceed through the green light because the other driver is going through a red light. I've seen it today twice already. So I call it the 5-second safety rule.
5-second safety rule. I just happen to bring it up, and you have it going already. I think that's amazing. Because I wasn't perturbed about myself, but that could have been a repercussion because if that car hit that car and that car swung around, I'm in the middle of an accident.
And my good friend Leslie, she mentioned the other day she tried the 5-second safety rule, and people were beeping our horn. And I said to her, it doesn't matter what the person behind.
It doesn't matter.
Worry about your own self and your family because, again, we're talking about the first row of cars.
Yeah, it's the first row that's going to go through that.
Exactly. The second car is not going to pull you out of the problem.
But then you've got the other car doing the same thing, that it's just changed and they're ready to wing it.
Absolutely.
So they're winging it, you're winging it, and guess what?
So people need to slow down in the community. 5-second safety rule is important. People need to be careful on the roadway, especially now. Like I said, I think it's a little bit more of different times.
Different times.
Yeah.
It's all different times. Take it, how it is and what it is. Sign up and become a policeman, please, because I think we
definitely need more police out there.
We need more police out there. We need more people out there and everything else. How can anybody get hold of you and get on your show?
So the Problem Solver Show, again, if they want to reach me, 999-1111, which is Problem Solver Show every Thursday. Right now it's at 4:30. Starting April 3rd, it will be Sundays at 10:30, Cox Channel 14. Las Vegas Legal Network, there's a toll-free number, which is 1-844-LAWYERS. So anyone that has a legal problem, they can call 1-844-LAWYERS. And then they'll get free consultations and free strategy sessions for any type of legal case that they have.
Isn't that amazing? Something for free, especially in the legal department because it costs so much. Thank you again. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me on the show.
Absolutely amazing, David. David is absolutely wonderful. And what he does is amazing. He's giving his time and all his experience that he went through for 20 years, he's now giving it all to you out there, as well as doing his own thing and everything else, which is absolutely wonderful. And thank you for watching Vegas Live with Ninon. We have all these different guests on. I've got somebody running for 3rd District, and now I've got the ex-policeman on, and, everything is so different because that's Vegas. It might be the entertainment and music city of the world, but we also have other people living here. And we'll be right back with our next guest. Take care.